All right, folks, grab a seat and crank it up. We all know the heavy hitters: AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, The Stones, the kinds of bands carved in granite, and still selling more shirts than most groups ever sold records. Now, this isn't about taking sides or diving into a cancel culture debate. It's just about how much the world's changed since these songs first hit the airwaves. Today, we're revisiting classic rock songs that may have turned heads in their day, but would get banned, boycotted, or canceled in 2025. This is the end. Beautiful. These are 10 tracks that wouldn't stand a chance today, plus one bonus cut that might just top them all. Number 10. What happens when a former teacher turns his classroom experiences into a worldwide hit? This British trio's biggest song explored forbidden territory that seemed edgy in 1980, but would cause public outroar today. The Police, Don't Stand So Close to Me, 1980. A worldwide hit built on a teacher-student romance. The lyrics, sung from the teacher's point of view, would trigger instant outrage today. In 1980, it was cheeky. Now it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. The song reached number 1 in the UK and became a massive MTV staple. Sting drew from his experience as a secondary school teacher before The Police took off. The track won a Grammy for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group. But those same lyrics that made it edgy then would have modern audiences calling for boycotts. Number 9. Australian rockers known for their thunderous riffs wrote an ode to a woman that was meant as a compliment. The problem? Their approach to describing her would be considered body-shaming by today's standards. AC/DC, Whole Lotta Rosie, 1977. Bon Scott's celebration of a 19-stone woman was meant as praise, but the tone reads as pure objectification today. What passed as bawdy humor in the 70s would be torn apart for body shaming and sexism now. Scott claimed the song was about a real encounter in Tasmania, describing the woman in explicit physical detail throughout the track. The song became a live staple and remains one of AC/DC's most recognizable anthems. But modern sensitivity around body image and consent would make this track radioactive. Number 8. This British band created one of MTV's most iconic videos and a guitar riff for the ages. But buried in the lyrics is a slur that's already been scrubbed from radio versions. Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, 1985. That immortal riff hides one problematic line that derails the nostalgia. A homophobic F-slur that Mark Knopfler later defended as character perspective. Today, it's been edited out of most radio versions, proof that even massive MTV hits can't dodge the censorship knife. The song won a Grammy for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group in '86 and dominated MTV. But the Canadian Broadcast Standards Council banned the unedited version in 2011 after listener complaints. Knopfler argued the lyrics represented the voice of a working-class character, not his personal views, but context rarely matters in today's climate. Number 7. A raspy-voiced British crooner delivered one of the smoothest seduction songs of the 70s. The trouble lies in two specific words that would make modern listeners extremely uncomfortable. Rod Stewart, Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be Alright, 1976. Tonight's the night. Rod's seductive #1 hit became problematic with the lyric, "Don't say a word, my virgin child." It was meant as romantic innocence. But in 2025, that phrasing would have social media in flames by the second verse. The song topped charts worldwide and became Stewart's signature tune.
Don't say a word, my virgin child.
But the combination of virgin and child in a sexual context would be career suicide today. Stewart was 31 when he recorded it, adding another layer of modern discomfort. Number 6. Even the Fab Four weren't immune to writing something they'd later regret. One member of the world's most beloved band later called this his worst song, and you'll understand why. The Beatles, Run for Your Life, 1965.
You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl.
Even the Beatles weren't immune. Lennon later called it his least favorite song, and for good reason. The line, "I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man," turns a jealous love song into a domestic violence anthem. Today, it'd be career-ending.
Jealous mind.
Lennon borrowed the opening line from an Elvis Presley song, "Baby, Let's Play House."
Thanks for thinking me, baby. Come back, baby. I want to play house with you.
But expanded it into something much darker. The track appeared on Rubber Soul, one of their most acclaimed albums, yet Lennon publicly disowned it in later interviews, calling it his worst composition.
I'm determined and I'd rather see you dead. You better run.
Number 5. Detroit's most outrageous rocker crossed every line with this track from his Intensities in 10 Cities live album. The song's title says it all, and the lyrics are even more explicit about pursuing underage girls. Ted Nugent, Jailbait, 1981. Recorded live for Intensities in 10 Cities, this track captures Nugent at his most unfiltered and most indefensible. The lyrics, sung from the perspective of a grown man pursuing a 13-year-old girl, were shocking even by early 80s standards. While some fans once brushed it off as rock and roll rebellion, the subject matter would send most people into a frenzy today.
I don't care if you're just 13. You look too good to.
Even in 1981, many radio stations refused to play it, and the song quickly faded from rotation. Nugent has largely distanced himself from it in recent years, and for good reason. In today's climate of accountability and heightened awareness around consent, this track wouldn't just get an artist canceled, it would likely trigger a criminal investigation. The fact that Nugent performed it live before thousands only underscores how different attitudes were 4 decades ago. Today, no label, station, or platform would touch it.
That's right.
Number 4. This psychedelic masterpiece from LA's most dangerous band dissolved into a Freudian nightmare that got them banned from their home club. The 11-minute epic would need serious content warnings today. The Doors, The End, 1967.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
A psychedelic epic that dissolves into a Freudian nightmare, a son killing his father and sleeping with his mother. In the 60s, it symbolized rebellion. Today, it had come with content warnings and age gates. Morrison's Oedipal rant was inspired by Sophocles' Oedipus Rex.
No safety or surprise, the end.
But delivered with such intensity that it got the Doors banned from the Whiskey A Go-Go Club, where they were the house band. The 11-minute opus became their signature piece, but streaming platforms would struggle with its explicit content today.
Can you picture what we'll be?
Number 3. Sunset Strip's most volatile band recorded an acoustic track that revealed their ugliest side. Even the lead singer later tried to distance himself from lyrics that were shocking, even by their standards. Guns N' Roses, 1 in a Million, 1988.
You're one in a
a raw acoustic confessional that turned vicious, with racist, xenophobic, and homophobic lyrics that Axl Rose tried to defend as character writing. In 2025, it wouldn't just get canceled, it'd be erased from streaming overnight. The song appeared on the GNR Lies EP and caused immediate backlash.
Immigrants and they make no sense to me.
Rose claimed he was portraying a character's prejudices, not his own, but the damage was done. The band faced protests and boycotts, and the song was quietly removed from later reissues.
They make no sense to me. They come to
Number 2. The world's greatest rock and roll band created one of their biggest hits about the darkest chapter in American history. Even the lead singer has admitted he's uncomfortable performing it now. The Rolling Stones, Brown Sugar, 1971. One of rock's most indefensible classics, a chart-topping song about slavery, rape, and racial fetishism. Yet people still dance to it. Jagger's since admitted he's uncomfortable with it, but it remains a glaring example of how different the times were. The song hit number 1 in the US and became a Stones staple. But Jagger stopped performing it live in recent years. He told the Los Angeles Times in 2021 that he didn't want to inflict those lyrics on modern audiences, acknowledging the song's problematic nature. Number 1. The same legendary band that gave us Satisfaction also recorded their most disturbing track. This deep cut about an underage girl makes their other controversial songs seem tame by comparison. The Rolling Stones, Stray Cat Blues, 1968. Jagger's sneer makes this even worse. A song about a 15-year-old girl with her mother's implied consent. The casual tone makes it unsettling today. In 1968, it was provocative. In 2025, it's unplayable. Originally, Jagger sang about a 13-year-old, but changed it to 15 for the album version. The song appeared on Beggar's Banquet and was never released as a single, probably for good reason. Even the Stones seem to know this one crossed lines. Bonus! This chameleonic superstar co-wrote an anti-colonial statement that got lost in translation. Despite good intentions, the imagery and references make it nearly impossible to defend today. David Bowie, China Girl, 1983. Co-written with Iggy Pop as an anti-colonial statement, but dripping with sexual and racial imagery. Lines referencing swastikas and cultural stereotypes make it nearly impossible to interpret cleanly.
Visions of swastikas in my head, plans forever.
Bowie's intent was irony. Twitter would never care. The song hit number 10 in the US and featured one of Bowie's most controversial music videos. Pop originally wrote it as a critique of Western attitudes toward Asian women, but the imagery and lyrics were so loaded that the message got lost in the controversy. These songs remind us how fearless and reckless rock once was. Some you can't defend, but every one tells us where the line used to be. Which one do you think would get canceled first today? And which surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments.
This is the air